So Gervonta Davis gave his reaction to PitBull Cruz dog-walking Rolly Romero. Where Gervonta at first, he was actually picking Rolly to win. Gervonta said, Rolly gonna stop him. Cruz feel that ish. I'm telling you that now. Then later on when a fan asked Gervonta who hits harder, Gervonta said, Rolly by a long shot. But then after the fight, when PitBull Cruz made Rolly do the stanky leg, the chicken leg, he made him do all the legs. Gervonta said, look at Cruz's face. Laugh out loud. One thing for sure, Gervonta was highly impressed. Obviously, he had to be because he was picking PitBull Cruz to lose to Rolly Romero. Two things for certain. This is why I told you guys, when you guys were claiming Gervonta is cherry-picking PitBull Cruz if he gives him a rematch, I told you guys, how can you guys say that? When you guys were claiming that PitBull Cruz beat Gervonta the first time they fought. That literally makes no sense at all. The hate be so real that it makes no logical sense. Just like how they say Gervonta doesn't fight anybody, but he already fought PitBull Cruz and beat him with one hand. So how can you say that? Especially when these same people praise PitBull Cruz and call him the baby Mike Tyson, the Mexican version of Mike Tyson, this, that, and the third. If PitBull Cruz is such a badass, he's a beast, he's that and the third, well, that translates to Gervonta did fight somebody. You can't have it both ways. You can't say Gervonta fought nobody, then turn around and start praising PitBull Cruz. To all these fans, keep the same energy and give credit where credit is due. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't contradict yourself. Just be consistent. If you're going to praise PitBull Cruz, then praise Gervonta even more. Because at the end of the day, styles make fights. I was expecting Gervonta to do Rolly like PitBull did Rolly. I thought Gervonta was going to be more aggressive. However, Gervonta is so special where he could beat different fighters different ways. He could fight multiple styles. He could fight on the back foot, on the front foot. He could fight in the middle of the ring. He could counterpunch. He could lead. He could do it all. So Gervonta have so many tools. Sometimes it feels like he be practicing certain tools to keep them sharp. I think Tank could have had beaten Rolly two different ways. He could have had walked him down, or he could have walked him to a shot the way he already did. The first time they fought, I think Gervonta respected Rolly too much. He really believed the crap Rolly was telling him. I remember when Rolly told Tank he's going to knock him out in the first round. And at the end of that first round, Tank walked up to Rolly to tell him, you didn't knock me out. What's up? That took me by surprise because I'm like, man, you really believed what Rolly was telling you? So that's why Tank fought the way he fought Rolly the first time. You got to take everyone seriously, and Gervonta was taking Rolly too seriously. Nevertheless, PitBull, on the other hand, he showed the world. You could call him a lot of things, but you cannot call him a chihuahua. The way PitBull dog-walked Rolly, man, Isaac Cruz was really looking like a PitBull. Nevertheless, I told you guys if Gervonta was going to give PitBull Cruz a rematch, PitBull needs to go out there and get a big win first. Gervonta told Rolly and PitBull Cruz to fight each other. Well, they just did that. So we could possibly see a rematch between Gervonta and PitBull Cruz at 140 pounds for the WBA title. There are certain adjustments Gervonta could make against PitBull Cruz. I was watching the first fight, and I noticed Gervonta kept throwing the uppercut every time PitBull was coming forward. He would slip the jab, then counter him with the uppercut. However, PitBull kept blocking it. So I couldn't comprehend why Gervonta never really threw a straight left hand like Manny Pacquiao does when he slips the jab to the outside, and at the same time, simultaneously, he will throw a straight left hand to catch his opponents coming in. So I didn't know why Gervonta didn't do that because, PitBull was walking straight in to that straight left hand. That's why I believe Gervonta could make some serious adjustments against PitBull Cruz in the rematch, where he could angle his shots to be able to penetrate PitBull Cruz's defense instead of hitting his gloves and end up breaking his hand again. Only time will tell. I mean, leading up to this fight, I told you guys the reason why I picked PitBull Cruz to knock out Rolly was because of his underrated defense. Tank is one of the most accurate counterpunchers in the game behind Crawford. So if Tank couldn't get through with his shots against PitBull, I couldn't see Rolly do that. I knew for sure Rolly was not going to be able to penetrate PitBull Cruz's defense. On the other hand, I knew for sure PitBull Cruz was going to be able to penetrate through Rolly defense since he has none. Rolly is awkward. He has a no technique type of style. Therefore, if his power doesn't work, well, guess what? Nothing else will. With that being said, due to PitBull Cruz's style, I see him giving a lot of fighters a hard time, even though I don't see him beating the top tier fighters like Gervonta, Devin Haney, fighters like that. I do see PitBull Cruz, though, beating the likes of Lomachenko, even possibly Teofimo Lopez, and fighters on that level. Only time will tell. Hopefully these fights do happen. One fight I really want to see is PitBull Cruz against Matias at 140. Since both fighters don't take a backward step, and since both fighters have power, good defense where they don't really get hit too clean, PitBull has slightly better defense, but Matias has more power though. Both fighters don't know how to fight on the back foot. They only know how to fight on the front foot, which is going to make for a dynamic Mexican versus Puerto Rico type of war. We need to push for this fight. You guys always talking about, oh, you want to see an action-packed type of fight. Well, why not see PitBull versus Matias? That's going to deliver that and more. Especially when PitBull Cruz has good technique on the front foot, and so does Matias to a certain extent. With that being said, the 140-pound division just got more lit with PitBull Cruz being in it. Nevertheless, drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe below, and to be continued on the next episode of Akhi TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Hey, PitBull, how are you? This is Najee from Cigar Talk. I'm here. Congratulations, first of all. A big win, very exciting style. Now that you're at 140, fans have already been clamoring on Twitter about a potential fight with Subriel Matias. I wanted to know what you think about a fight with him.
¿Qué te parecería una pelea contra Subriel Matías? Porque se está rumoreando que quizás se podría ser un buen oponente para vos.
Como lo he dicho, yo no me cierro a pelear con nadie siempre y cuando lleguen a buenos términos entre empresas. Y bueno, en primer punto que su empresa y mi empresa lleguen a un gran acuerdo y yo peleo con quien sea.
Bring anybody on. I'm willing, like I've always said, I'm willing to fight anybody as long as both parties come to an agreement. If his side comes to an agreement with my side and everything works out, then I have no problem fighting with him or anyone else.